25 crore plus people have been elevated from extreme poverty. GDP, which was in the range of fragile 5 due to scams and all the wrongdoings. Ayushman Bharat, for example, is bigger than Obamacare. A lot of work which needs to be done, but we are on the right track. I mean, to begin with, for every achievement, you need to go to the basics. And the basics are that whether it is reducing poverty at the grassroots. So close to 25 crore plus people have been elevated from extreme poverty. And this is not my report or Government of India's report. This is a report of World Bank and all. People who have been watching all these things are amazed at the transformation which India has seen in such a short span. The other part we can say is Atmanirbhar Bharat. So whether it is defense or it is grain production, I mean, I grew up at a time when we had food shortage. And, ration shops were full of people. There was no wheat, and red wheat used to come. There was no oil for the country. You can't even imagine those days. There was shortage of milk, and there was rationing on all these things. At least today, India has grown in all these developments, whether it's food production, it's milk production, it's grains, it's vegetables. Oil, we are still dependent on other countries, but still we have the wherewithal that we are able to buy and purchase that edible oil, because edible oil was also not there, and that has been quite an achievement. And I think for everything that we are able to do, somewhere the economy plays a big role. You are able to purchase because you are able to afford that price, and you are able to pay people. Otherwise, who wants to do business with you? And in that context, GDP, which was in the range of fragile 5 due to scams and all the wrongdoings, we have already crossed the benchmark of being number 4, number 5, and we could very soon be the third largest economy of the world. And we are working towards it. We are working very hard towards it, that all the people of this country, and we are close to 1.3 billion people, we need to provide them with health care, with education, with homes, with sanitation, clean drinking water. And to provide all that, you need economy to grow. We are the country of the global north, but we are as much a country of global south, because we have to fend for such a large population. So while we are growing in economic terms, but we have great amount of responsibility towards our people, and we are a peaceful country. We do not wish anybody ill. In that sense, there's always an act of balance and sanity that India as a country, as a polity, and Indians by temperament, no matter which part of the country we come from, which religion we follow, by and large people are peaceful and good people, compassionate people. And with the result, we have seen that even during an extreme ailment like pandemic, COVID-19, how the whole country followed discipline, how everyone came together, how vaccination drive happened. And I think these are extreme achievements, right from biotechnology, deep science, to the social behavior and conduct. I think there's enough India has to be proud of to be able to do. And that doesn't mean there are no gaps. There are plenty of gaps. The whole country needs to move at a certain speed and collate its actions towards each other, not move in different directions. For us all to help each other and to bring peace and prosperity across the globe, including my own country. So in terms of healthcare, Ayushman Bharat, for example, is bigger than Obamacare, and we have successfully implemented it, except maybe Delhi, where we have not been able to implement it due to the bad politics of this country. of the state, not the country I should say, but bad politics of the state, and look at the plight of the people who are suffering, and I share a great amount of bonding with the people where I represented them for 10 years. And all these people, even today, when they are in difficulty, they keep asking me to help, and I try to do whatever little I can. And the result is that there is a sense of calmness, compassion, which at the heart you carry. And when others take that strength from you, and they have that faith that somebody is there to look after them, it makes life better. I think all of us look up to people who we think can help us. So if you can help somebody, and somebody can have that faith in you, or you can have that faith in someone, I think whether all the problems get solved or not, irrespective, you get the strength to fight those problems, and which is a great feeling. So I think country has done pretty well. We have the highest stocks of food. We never had that. We have the highest population. We have the highest growth rate in post-independence. We have the highest amount of people in terms of literacy, highest number of universities, highest numbers of schools, highest number of scientific and technological achievement, greatest amount of defense production that India is undergoing today. Great achievement when it comes to deep science areas like ISRO and others, the high-tech area, artificial intelligence. We may have some places to catch up to, but in terms of data production, we have the highest, but we need to use that data to have the right deals when it comes to technology. Digital transformation. I mean, even countries who have higher GDP than us have not been able to transform themselves. And you look at the poor people, economically not so strong, but they all are transitioning with their phones, and they all understand that how digital transformations need to happen. So I think India has a lot to look up to, but many a miles before I go to sleep. There is a lot of work which needs to be done, but we are on the right track, and I'm very happy with that, 100%. I think water is something we all need to think very seriously. Water management, to transportation, to making it available, we need to think about water very seriously. I'm very happy that when we look at the record, we see that every 1 second, at least few months back, I checked the data. I don't have the latest, but few months ago, say 4-5 months ago, the data said every 1 second we were giving tap water to one household. Every 1 second. So I don't think any country would have done that, or any country had that kind of challenge to begin with. But we had that challenge, and central government with its good offices, Jal Mantralaya and Jal Shakti Mantralaya, was able to achieve that. Every 1 second putting one tap water supply. Sanitation, we made some 20-odd crore toilets in past few years. But we need to work at the waste management in a more disaggregated zones and more localized method, and utilize that as a energy source. And all the nutrients which crops take away from the farms, they need to be replenished. So all the waste which is going as a waste needs to go back to the soil, so that the soil gets replenished. So focus on soil productivity. And that is possible only when you do better solid waste management. So solid waste management, energy, because everything right from life to motor needs energy. So we need to work on renewable energy and other sources of energy which India is blessed with, and we can do a lot. A certain amount of pollution will always be there because of higher density of people and the geography. But on pollution, we can definitely do a lot, and we have done a lot. We have worked very hard. We are the lowest polluters in the world. But whatever is there, we need to handle that also in a better way. We will handle, and I have full faith in the people of this country and government of this country that if we all put our heads together, we can do what we want. And every one step that every Indian takes forward, the country takes a few billion steps forward. Yeah. And complete faith in the leadership of the present government, whether it's safety and security at the borders or within the country. We worked very hard, and I'm sure that's a constant threat we are faced with, and constantly we have to work at it, both internally and externally. And I have complete faith in the present government that we are on the right track and we shall do what needs to be done. So Prime Minister Modi and everybody else in his government have been working on connectivity, rails, roads, airports, seas, ships, boats. So you see there's a transition which is happening, and all that will be connecting all of us. And I'm very, very hopeful of the younger generation, people your age, who will take the country forward in the coming decades.